Hey, Cece Rose here, and I am here to talk today about spiritual development with children as a parent. And so we'll just get into my list. The first thing that I wanted to say is that, whenever you can practice any sort of, self-development or spiritual development, any time that you can get in is a good time. It's really hard with children, and that's why I'm addressing this, because I don't really think it's talked about too much. And so I wanted to talk about it. So whenever you can get in. And so one of the things that I love, and it really, I talked in my last video, but meditation really helps. And whatever type of meditation works for you, there's, music that you can meditate to. You can meditate sitting, you can meditate laying down, you can use guided meditations if you're having a hard time getting used to meditating. And those really help get you into that state where you can just be at peace and just, be in that state where, you can receive messages, or you can just be clear and hear what you've got to hear. Get out of it what you need to get out of it. Another thing that I use for my spiritual practice, and it's kind of like work smarter, not harder, is crystals. And I look at them as they're working for you, and you don't even have to do anything. Some people charge their crystals under the moon. Some people, do different things to make their crystals work. And however you want to use your crystals is up to you. But I use crystals a lot, and I'm an empath and very sensitive as far as like feeling other people's emotions and energy. So I really have to use things to help protect me. This is onyx and tiger's eye. So and then I sleep with the amethyst crystal. So anything that you can do to help you out, to make your life easier, because you are a parent and you don't have a whole lot of time to dedicate to, all these different things and meditate for hours on end. Use crystals. They really do help, and however you want to give them power is up to you. But I personally love crystals in my spiritual practice. Another important thing that I kind of talked about on my last video is diet. And it's, for me, like getting closer to earthly things, the things that are actually made from the earth, brings me closer to the universe, and I'm able to connect with the universe easier. So another easy thing, that you can incorporate into your daily life is fixing your diet and just eating more things that are live plants, and drinking more water. And when you go shopping, an easy rule of thumb is to shop around the outside of, don't go along the aisles. If you shop around the outside, you're going to find more healthy things that are actually made from the earth and don't have preservatives and not man-made. And not to say that you have to change your whole diet to be that way, it's just incorporating more living things and being more in tune with the earth. Another thing is knowledge. A lot of what I learn is on YouTube. because I can put it on, I put on whatever video and or book, audiobook, and while I'm changing diapers or running around making lunch or breakfast, or holding them because they're crying, I still have something playing in the background that is giving me information. And even if I'm not necessarily listening to it, I'm still, subconsciously, I'm getting that information. And sometimes when I'm consciously listening to, it's like I pick up at the perfect spot to where whatever they're talking about really resonates. So just have something on that you have been meaning to listen to or learn, if it's about crystals or if about the emerald tablets or whatever it is that you want to learn about. Just keep learning, and that's the easy way to do it because like I said, you can just listen to it. I put read, write, and everybody always says read this and that and write this and that, and anybody that's a parent knows, with a lot of kids, especially single parents, it's, you don't have time to write in a journal every day, barely got time to, go to sleep. And so, this isn't a hard and fast rule, but whenever you are, keyword, feeling inspired, really inspired to write, you get that little ding in your head, I should write this down, or, I feel like writing right now. Sometimes that's the best time you get more out of it that way. So I'm not going to tell you to write every day and write, this many times a day and, however long. If you can write out your feelings and you can write out your thoughts, or you can write, your lists, or, what you want to study. And then another thing I wanted to bring up with writing is that I just use these notebooks. And the funny reason why is because with the really nice journals and stuff, I sort of feel bad messing them up, kind of. Like if I just want to write and write and write, and I don't really want to watch how I'm writing. I guess maybe this is just me, but so I find that I write more when I'm using these notebooks because it doesn't matter. They're cheap, and it's just, you can mess them up. It doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter if like things get spilled on it and you're not worried about it. It's just easy to grab, and it's just a useful tool to have. They're easy to come by. Dreams and meditation. Now this is if you do get enough sleep. I know with some young, parents with young children, really babies, it's hard to get sleep, and I know. I have twins. I know. Okay, so yes, if you can write down your dreams, it's so cool because it's like some dreams will stick with you throughout the day, and there are some profound messages in that, and it's good to write those down. But sometimes your dreams, they're like awesome, and you want to remember them, so you write them down. Do I do this all the time? No. Do I forget some really awesome dreams all the time? But writing down what you can from your dreams will really help your spiritual practice. And and then sometimes, like if you get visions, I know one time I was doing a spiritual bath, and that's another thing, spiritual baths with like Epsom salt and sea salt and whatever kind of herbs you want to incorporate into it. I had this amazing vision, and I don't even have to write it down because I will never forget it. But whenever you can do a spiritual bath, it's really special. And some people will say that you need to do it before and after and during and whatever moon. And that would be wonderful if I could take a bath anytime and every time a moon comes around. But that's just not a reality, and that's okay. And one of the last parts is, don't be too hard on yourself. I know everybody is telling us to do this many times a day and read this, and if you're not this knowledgeable, then you're not developing and growing. And I have a side eye to that kind of way of thinking, because not everybody in this earthly realm can sit and meditate and read books and books and books. They have kids, they have responsibilities, and until things change, then not everybody's going to be able to do things, 21 days of meditation in a row. It's a nice idea, but not everybody has that time. And don't get hard on yourself because of that. If you're making any kind of effort towards your spiritual practice and developing yourself and getting closer to spirit and your higher self, then you're making every effort in the world, and that's what matters, and that's what's really going to help. And I think when you let go of that thing that's ingrained in us, that we've got to do this so many times a day, and the rituals and all that, then things start to come a little bit quicker anyway. So, and it's not so forced, and you're kind of going more with the flow of your spirituality. And the last thing I want to say is, spirituality is very personal. It is yours, and be wary of people telling you what you should do with your spiritual practice, and that if what you're doing is wrong. If it feels right to you, then it's for you. And if you can only meditate once a week because your kids won't go to sleep, or you fall asleep during a meditation, it's okay. It's your practice, and you're going to be okay. And spirits and universe and God is still there for you, and you are there for it. And it's, don't let everybody get you down because you don't have the perceived time to put towards your practice. Believe me, no matter what you do, you're progressing, and it all comes when it's supposed to come. So with that being said, dare to daydream, and daydream about what you want your life to be, and how you want your life to be lived. And you got your little babies, and you're doing good. And I just wanted to come on here and tell everybody that, and just do what you can with your spiritual practice, and get your crystals, and get your baths in when you can, and your meditation in when you can, and you'll be all right. Well, thank you guys, and I hope everybody's doing okay, and see you next time.